If there's one camera that I can easily recommend for beginner vloggers, it's definitely the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. I also have the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, but most of the time, I tend to grab the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro more, especially for run-and-gun vlogging and traveling. In this video, I'll give you 5 reasons why you should consider the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. And as always, I'm also going to share with you some other notable things that you need to keep in mind before buying one. With that said, let's get into it. As always, honest disclaimer, this video is not sponsored or paid. In fact, I just borrowed this from DJI Philippines and I also need to send it back to them after this video, just for full transparency. They will not see this video prior to release, so yeah, rest assured that all my thoughts here are from my honest opinion. With that said, the first reason why you should consider the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro is its toughness and ease of use. While the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 offers better image quality, thanks to its larger 1-inch sensor and wider f2.0 aperture, not to mention an overall versatile design and form factor with a 3-axis gimbal, the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro is undoubtedly a tougher camera. And it should be, as it's intended for fast-paced action and rougher shooting scenarios. It's actually waterproof up to 20 meters without a cage and has a dedicated professional air and water pressure gauge. It also has tempered glass and AF coating for better touch control responsiveness even when wet. So yeah, the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro is suitable for all types of shooting scenarios, may it be for casual diving and swimming, cycling and motorcycling, skiing, or even for your day-to-day travel and vlogging purposes. And for my case, the reason why I always pick this one up over the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 for vlogging is the fact that I can easily put it in my pocket or sling bag without worrying about it getting scratched or getting damaged compared to the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 that you have to take care of the gimbal with a cover or a case. With the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, I just have to take it out, press the record button, and I'm ready to capture some precious moments. But for a more laid-back shooting scenario, let's say for cinematic or chill vlogging style, or perhaps you simply want a better overall image quality and stabilization, no doubt the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is the better option. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying one camera is better than the other because they serve a different purpose. I'm just simply giving you options for your potential beginner vlogging camera depending on your preferred shooting style. So yeah. By the way, the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro only weighs around 146 grams. Another thing that I really love about the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro in terms of ease of use is the fact that its boot up time takes only a few seconds, which is clutch for capturing precious moments. It also has 47GB of internal storage, which is by far the most underrated feature for an action camera or any camera for that matter. And I hope more camera brands will consider adding a bit of internal storage on their cameras because this tiny micro SD card is easy to forget and misplace. Lastly, in terms of ease of use, I really like how DJI designed the user interface on the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, actually on any of their cameras. It's responsive, intuitive, and at the same time comprehensive without being too overwhelming, especially for beginners. Everything is laid out properly and is easy to get used to. Now, the second reason why you should consider the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro as your first vlogging camera is its display, which also adds to its overall ease of use. Both of its dual displays are OLED and can get substantially bright even for outdoor use, with up to 1000 nits peak brightness. The display quality is outstanding with accurate colors, good viewing angles, and decent contrast and sharpness. Both are also responsive touchscreens, which makes it easier to change settings in a pinch. And as you can tell, the bezels all around are noticeably thin, which allows for bigger display. And as I alluded to earlier, it uses tempered glass with AF coating for better touch responsiveness even when wet. It also features an always-on display that shows screen recording details while keeping the power consumption low. Speaking of power consumption, the third reason why you should consider the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro is its battery life and thermal performance. A single battery can last up to 4 hours, which I can honestly attest to. I used the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro on my trip to Singapore a couple of months ago, and every single day, I never had to charge it until we get home. I never had an instance where I felt anxious about its battery life, which makes this a very good vlogging camera for beginners because you don't have to purchase a set of batteries and a charger. It is also worth mentioning that you can exhaust the battery for up to 4 hours in a single recording without worrying about overheating. Now, the fourth reason why you should consider the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro as your first vlogging camera is its outstanding image quality. While we can argue that image quality doesn't necessarily have to be on a beginner's vlogger's top priority and that they should focus more on their storytelling skills showcasing their personality and stuff, having a camera that can output outstanding image quality is definitely a plus. The DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro offers that without having to break the bank compared to any DSLR, mirrorless cameras, or even other action cameras out in the market. The DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro features a 1/1.3-inch CMOS sensor with a decent f2.8 wide aperture, a 155-degree field of view, and an ISO range of up to 51,200. It also has up to 13.5 stops of dynamic range. You can shoot up to 4K 120 FPS, and if you want extreme slow motion, you can also shoot at 1080p 240 FPS. It also has a super night mode, subject tracking, and easy to capture hyperlapse and time-lapse shooting options. It also has a bunch of stabilization options depending on your shooting scenario, but most importantly, and this is a must feature for me, it can also record in 10-bit D-Log-M, which allows users to capture videos in a relatively flat color profile and have tons of flexibility when it comes to color grading and post-processing. Not necessarily a feature for beginners, but something that most users will definitely appreciate. As you can tell, I've been showing you a bunch of sample clips throughout this video, and the image quality, in my honest opinion, is pretty decent for an action camera, which makes it a compelling option as well for casual vlogging and not just for fast-paced shooting scenarios. And again, the benefit of this compared to other traditional vlogging camera is its versatility and toughness. The image quality, as you can tell, is outstanding in a well-lit environment with good dynamic range balancing both the shadows and the highlights, with good color reproduction and substantial but not too overwhelming contrast. I had to lower the texture and noise reduction to -2 though for a more natural look, and if I had to, I could easily bring back that sharpness in post. It is also pretty decent in low light environments, but you still have to set your expectations right for a camera with a relatively small sensor. At the end of the day, as a vlogging camera, the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro's image quality, in my honest opinion, is more than sufficient. In fact, I can also say that it is better than other action cameras out in the market. Last but not the least, the fifth reason why you should consider the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro as your first vlogging camera is its overall performance and features. I never had a single instance where I felt like the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro was lacking in terms of performance. The overall user interface, as I've mentioned earlier, is quite smooth, intuitive, and responsive. I can easily change settings in a pinch without any hiccups or lag, and I never had an issue when it comes to recording stability and thermal performance. As for the features, the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro has pretty much what I'm looking for as a vlogging camera. It's compact, durable, easy to use, and packed with versatile features for all types of shooting scenarios. We have a ton of resolution and frame rate options here, as well as different stabilization options. We also have a fair amount of freedom when it comes to image quality, with the ability to adjust settings like sharpness and noise reduction, color profile, and common camera settings like exposure and white balance. And for complete beginners, we also have a bunch of scenes here that you can take advantage of. You can also create different presets based on your preference and different shooting scenarios. I'm telling you, this is a super easy camera to operate for beginners, and once you've dialed in your settings and created your presets for daytime, nighttime, slow-mo, time-lapses, and what have you, you're pretty much good to go every single time, and with a quick boot up and record feature, you'll never miss a moment. Now, those are the 5 main reasons why I think the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro is an easy recommendation, especially for beginners. But let me also share with you some things that you also need to keep in mind just to complete our review. Another advantage of the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro in terms of ease of use is the fact that it is of course compatible with DJI microphones like the DJI Mic 2 and DJI Mic Mini and can directly connect without attaching the receiver. However, in terms of its disadvantages, it's worth noting that its maximum resolution is only up to 4K, whereas other action cameras can go as high as 8K resolution. It's not a deal breaker for me as 4K resolution, especially when it looks good, is fairly substantial for social media. Now, while the built-in microphone is decent as it struggles in windy environments and when used in wet conditions, like when raining or swimming, but that's already to be expected for any internal microphone. So we're here at the El Amara Resort, El Amara or Yamara, whatever. Microphone test, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, microphone test. Again, going down. Now we're here at the Gardens by the Bay. And as I alluded to earlier, in terms of image quality out of the box, I had to adjust the sharpness and noise reduction to -2 as I find the default settings to digitally sharpen for my liking. Lastly, while I appreciate the snappy and strong magnetic mount at the bottom, I wish it also had an integrated 1/4-inch thread for versatility without attaching any adapter. Other than that, I like everything the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro has to offer, and I'm honestly sad that I have to send it back to DJI. I'll probably still consider it, even though I already have a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And there you have it guys, thank you for watching. Huge thanks to DJI Philippines for allowing me to experience the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. I'll put some links below if you're interested. Now, if you're also looking for a beginner-friendly drone, make sure to watch my review of the DJI Neo, as it's definitely made for beginners. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you appreciate this video, and see you next time. Have a great day guys, you're awesome.